and welcome to ADHD Friendly, where everything we do is designed to tilt that playing field in your favor so that we are struggling less and thriving more. This is episode 158. 158. Woo! Becca, you know what this is?
No.
It is our 3-year anniversary.
They should have known that.
I cannot believe, like, literally.
That's insane.
It's insane. It's crazy talk. Like, if you had told me 3 years ago when I started and I was like, I'm just going to do, what did I say? 5 episodes? 5. Just going to do 5 episodes. I just want to, because I thought about it forever. I kept trying to motivate myself. It was so scary.
I know.
And I realized I was doing that all or nothing thinking. I felt like once I started, I have to do it forever. And it just stopped me. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try making 5 episodes and then I'm going to decide if I want to do it anymore. And here we are, 158 episodes in.
Wow.
Without missing a week.
Yeah.
Every week, a new episode for 3 years. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean that like I feel like I'm like, look at you. But for me, that is like, it just doesn't even feel like that's something that is real. Like, I feel a little bit like I'm out of body, like dreaming this. So I'm like, I'm super excited. Thank you for coming along and sharing the journey a bit. We all learn from each other, and I'm just super excited to, if I can be of any service to help you do a little bit less struggling, a little bit more thriving, makes my day. So, all right. I'm going to talk a little bit about that celebration. Probably already did, but just a little bit more. And then I have an update on what I purchased this week. There has been some money going out the door, so I'll talk about that. And then my tip for this week is I have some daylight savings time strategies that is coming up this weekend. So I'm going to talk about that. And then our main topic is just a little bit of what I've learned from doing the podcast over the last 3 years. And then, of course, I'll end with the book of the week and a quick quote. I have a quote. Yes, I do. We're all good. Okay. My celebration. First of all, happy Halloween. This shirt feels like I'm not that big. I'm big, but I'm not like, I'm like, it's a very like, what is it? What is it? I always like read my LL Bean catalog. Sits at the widest. It's not from LL Bean, but just like how their descriptions are slightly form-fitting or sits furthest from the waist or something. Yeah, I'm like, this is like definitely a furthest from the waist. And I've got my turtleneck on underneath, which is LL Bean. This is my new LL Bean turtleneck.
Cozy. It looks really cozy.
I know. My husband gave me a gift card, so I don't count that as one of my things because it wasn't coming out of my budget. It was a gift card.
It was.
See how I have the whole gray area going on? It's a thing. All right, so happy Halloween. Happy Snoopy. And I'm all about Halloween Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yum.
Okay. I just have to do a quick little shout out.
Yes.
I am a huge pumpkin fan. I always say it is by far well, the egg is really good too. Not a huge fan of the tree as far as the seasonal shapes, but this year, and they may have been out before, and maybe I resisted them because I was like, oh, I don't want that. But this year they have ghosts and bats.
Oh.
Yeah, I've tried them both. And the bat, I don't know, guys. I don't know what it is.
But
the proportion of peanut butter to chocolate is spot on.
Ooh.
It is on.
The Reese's bats.
The Reese's bats.
Okay. Good to know.
Get you some before they're gone. You're a Reese's fan.
I am.
It's so funny because like the proportion of peanut butter is really important to me. So like even like the Reese's minis, too much chocolate, too little peanut butter. I want more peanut butter, less chocolate.
I agree.
All right. On with the updates. Okay. So this celebration it's our 3-year anniversary. And that's both for the podcast and the YouTube channel. So if you are listening to this, I invite you to check out the YouTube channel, ADHD Friendly, for anything that if you just want to see.
Yeah.
The Snoopy shirt, the Snoopy earrings, anything I'm sharing. I invite you to check that out. Both editions are put out each week, so you can consume it in the way that works for your brain. But just celebrating, that's my celebration, 158 episodes in 3 years. And that I realized that kind of like lined up just because of the way we record a couple of weeks early. So the 3-year anniversary is right now. So we're recording episode 158, but it was actually with episode 156. So, but I felt like I couldn't celebrate until the date happened.
That makes sense.
That's And it's giving me a thumbs up. I'm like, it's not showing up on the video. So cut it out. Okay. So what I purchased this week. Okay.
What do we purchase?
I'm actually really excited about what I purchased. So I started my Secret Santa gift shopping.
That is exciting.
I may not divulge who I have. So in my
Right.
family, this is how we do it. There are six of us in the family. We started this 2 years ago. It has become like my favorite thing. So we're not all buying gifts for each other. We all draw one name.
Yeah.
And we have $100 limit. That's all we're buying.
Yeah.
You can make a gift, kind of wish list if you want, or you can just say, surprise me. You have a couple of family members that are just like, I don't care. I just want to be surprised. I don't want to know. I have other ones that have very specific. I want these earrings. I want this thing, this kind of thing. Exactly. But it's just really nice because it lets you kind of do like this very single focused dive into that one person. And so I started, it's October and I started, so I spent $51 towards $100. We have a hard limit. You have to spend 100.
Yes.
So you got coupons or whatever, you can kind of, this thing keeps doing me the thumbs up. You can do I was able to get more because I got it on sale, but you cannot use a coupon and kind of be like, oh, I only spent $20 on you.
Right.
It was on sale. Yeah.
100.
Yeah. But you also can't spend over the 100.
Yes.
So it's kind of keeps it interesting.
Fun,
right?
Yeah.
So I got something on sale. I cannot say what it is, but I'm
Okay.
super excited because it's the big gift.
Ooh.
And they don't have to get a big gift, but I like to get
Yeah,
one
one
thing that
thing.
feels a little more substantial.
Totally.
And this is something that this person is going to be so excited about. So I'm very, very excited.
I'm excited.
All right. And then the other thing that I bought, it has not arrived yet. I'm looking forward to. I bought a snowblower.
No. We're about to be
inundated with snow.
into winter.
And my local snow plowing companies have really upped the pricing.
Dumb amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And increase the number, like, it's if it's 2 to 4 inches, we charge this much. If it's counted as 2 plows, it's counted as 3 plows. If it's 6 inches or more, I'm like, oh my gosh. And they're like, and they count it from like, like wherever like the snow blows into a drift kind of, and I'm like, I can't do it.
No.
So
You did it.
I did it because it's supposed to be a
snowy
real
winter.
snowy winter.
Well, and I feel like you're in Illinois now, Patty. So
I know.
I feel like you're a real Illinoisian.
Yeah, I should have a snowblower. I'm leaning into my Illinois self.
Yeah.
I'm a Chicagoan. I have a snowblower. It is a battery operated snowblower, not because I just don't know if I wanted the whole. Yeah. So we'll see.
Smart.
We'll see. I'm getting it. So it was on sale. There was only 2 left. So I bought it without even checking with my husband to see if he wanted a snowblower. I just ordered that thing. So I'm like, I'm going to
be doing it too.
Exactly. Like I could take it back if I don't want to keep it. So
it's good to have.
I'm excited.
Woo.
All right. So that's what I purchased. Definitely need it because all we have is 2 shovels.
And that won't be enough.
2 shovels, lots of waiting.
And a long driveway.
Yeah. All right. Now for my tip for this week. My tip is about how to make daylight savings time a little bit more ADHD friendly for your brain.
Yeah.
So it is this Sunday, November 3rd, starts at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. So while most of us are sleeping, the clocks go back. So we do get a little extra hour of sleep. I don't love daylight savings time, period, but the fall one, at least I get an extra hour. But it completely throws off our circadian rhythms because now we get up and it's later earlier, it's darker earlier, throws everything off. It's associated with higher incidences of car accidents, heart attacks. It really has some serious implications for all of us. So I wanted to share some tips to maybe get ahead of it a little bit, since this comes out on Wednesday before the time change Sunday morning at 2, to give you a little bit of time to think about, well, what would you do to make this transition a little bit more ADHD friendly? So the first tip is to set your alarm to remind you to adjust your clock before you go to bed Saturday. So you just already have them changed. And whether it's, especially like, I know like our phones, if you have an iWatch, they'll
like
all happen automatically.
Yeah.
Some of your cars, if they're newer, will automatically update. Mine doesn't. So I have to go in and
I forget how to do that every year.
Every year. It's a hassle. Yeah. And I know some people that like, I was in my son's car and I was like, well, it's right, half the year.
Like, we know the
or
time.
this part of the year. Yeah. It'll go back and then you'll be like, I'm golden. I didn't have to touch it.
Right.
So maybe set an alarm to remind you to do that before you go to bed Saturday night. This is my tip. I've shared this before in previous episodes, but I move all my clocks back. If I have nothing that's time bound
Mhm.
before Tuesday morning or Sunday morning at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
When I am finished with work on Friday, I set
You move
all
'em.
the clocks back, and it drives my family crazy. But I love it because, and I do tell them so
Because
that they
you
have work and
know.
different schedules. I'm
Right.
like, pay attention to your phone, your watch,
Yeah.
because if you look at like the kitchen analog clock,
It's gonna be
you're going to
hard.
think that you have like tons of time and you're going to be an hour late to work. But I love that by changing them back, it gives me 2 days. It kind of gives me like a jump
Yeah.
start on the time,
Getting
so that
used
by
to it.
Monday morning, and this is the real benefit, by
Mhm.
Monday morning, where if I changed it back Saturday night
Yeah.
and I woke up Sunday morning and it's like, oh my gosh, like, why is it so stinking bright outside already?
Yeah.
And you realize, well, it's like 6:30 in the morning, but the sun's already up because we moved the clocks back. Sunday morning is like really where you hit at least for me, the
Mhm.
biggest impact of that time change. So I've already given myself several days. It's almost like when you fly somewhere, it takes a couple of days to get used to the time change. So you've just given your body
An
more time to
extra.
acclimate to it.
Yeah, that's a great
And so by
idea.
Monday, I am completely adjusted and I'm not groggy. I don't have that fog still hanging over me.
Right.
So it's just been it has such a positive impact. I do it every time we have to change the clocks, forward or back. Definitely easier this one, moving it back than
Yeah.
moving it forward.
Well,
Losing an hour is so much harder, but
we'll talk back in
we'll
March.
we'll get back to that. That's probably like episode 170 or so. Maybe if you don't want to, you have too many things, you work over the weekend, you've got too many things tied to time, it's not possible. Or maybe you don't have any analog clocks and you're just working digital and they're all going to
Right.
change on their own, whatever it is. Maybe you just intentionally set an alarm and move your bedtime up 15 minutes each night. So you're slowly
Ooh.
getting used to
The
the time,
time.
or is it move it back? I'd say I can't do this in my head. You're gaining an hour of sleep. So would you stay? You're going to stay up 15 minutes
Stay-
longer. Is that right? Both of us are like,
I know,
you
just
decide.
discuss
You
about
decide.
time.
Whatever way it is. This is like one of my time blind things. I can't, and I forgot to write it down. So whatever it is,
Can't math.
a few nights before it shifted 15 minutes, either later or earlier, whatever the right direction is for this time change. Okay. It's embarrassing, but it's true. That's my brain. Okay. Maybe you want to target your habits and routines that might be impacted by the time change.
Ooh.
So I typically, that sounds so annoying. Sorry. I know that was like so obnoxious. I hate people that sound like these like know-it-alls, and I really apologize, dear listeners. That was not me at all. It just felt so out of integrity. Okay. What I've noticed in my life is I walk in the morning typically,
Yes.
but because it's been getting light so much later,
Right.
I don't like having to walk and worrying about somebody being distracted and hitting me because it's still dark out in the morning. So it's just been lovely fall weather. So I've been walking closer to lunchtime,
Ooh.
which cuts into my lunchtime, but it's a quite lovely brisk walk. So I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. And it's very sunny.
Yeah.
But when the time changes back, I can walk during the mornings again because it's late again. So that's one benefit for me because it's late early, where if I wait until after work, it's starting to get dark and it gets in my way of walking.
Totally.
So maybe just noticing what routines might be positively, in my case, or negatively, if you're an evening person and you don't have that light when you get home from work or whatever it is, adjusting now when you have time to think about, because what I find is very jarring to suddenly realize, oh my gosh, it's so late, or oh my gosh, why is it already dark? And if you haven't kind of pre-planned, you're scrambling to make your adjustments to your routine. So think about now, what would you change morning because you're going to have more light, or what would you shift in the evening because you'll have less light after work or whatever your routine is? I find it harder to motivate myself even to do errands at night when it's dark out.
Me too.
So
yeah, get it all done in the
I have to look for those
during the day.
pockets of time where I can run out and get things done when it's late outside.
I agree. Yeah, because when it gets dark at like 4:30.
Yeah, it's like I kind of want to be done. And I love, like, this is a time where I'm really good at holding my bedtime really, really consistently because I feel like it's dark out, so I can get my it's like I can be in my PJs at 6 o'clock at night and it's fine. So I'm getting all the teeth brush, face wash, PJs on. So my transition to go to bed when it's bedtime is minimized because I am totally ready for bed. I just get to relax and enjoy my evening, and then it's bedtime. I don't have that running list of, but I still need to get changed. But I still have to shower.
It's light out.
No, I've done everything. Exactly. Yeah, we're here. It's like 9 o'clock in the summertime. It's like why would I go to bed? Okay. And so I just invite you to explore what tweaks would work for you to make this daylight savings time shift a little more manageable. So we're leaning into the ADHD friendliness of it. All right, now a quick little word, if I could, about the ADHD friendly membership community that I have on ADHDfriendly.com. It is created and managed by me. So if you like my work, you like how I share things, you're interested in doing a little bit more intentional, structured work towards what you're trying to create more of in your life and let go and have less of in your life, I invite you to check out ADHD Friendly. Our focus in October is fall organization. Our focus in November, which is right around the corner, is on self-care and getting ready for the holidays.
Yay.
So if you are here in America, we've got a lot of holidays at the end of the year. And it's also about wrapping up 2024 because we're coming to the end of this year pretty quickly. So today, October 30th, when this comes out, if you hear this in the morning and you have time at 12 Eastern, I'm doing a live, I call them power hours. It is a session. Oh, no, well, this is a power hour focused on monthly planning.
Yes.
So this session is all about planning out your month. And if you are a member, you get access to all of my planning tools are included. They are in the portal available for your use. And I walk you through and build in time to body double while you're doing the steps of monthly planning. So we leave that 1 hour session with our month ahead. So we're planning the month of November kind of outlined and the beginning of some structure around it. If not completely planned, just depends on how much you have going on in your month.
Yeah.
So because October is ADHD Awareness Month, through the 31st, so through Friday. Is Halloween on Friday?
Or is that on Thursday?
Thursday, it's Thursday. So through tomorrow, you get 50% off the first month or the first year of your membership. The first year, I got to be honest, it hurt a little bit because I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, but it's a great discount. I don't want to lie, but I just decided, you know what, I'm doing it. I do it once a year. So 50% off with coupon code 50 off. That's 50 off at ADHDfriendly.com. All right. On to the main topic, just 3-year anniversary. Guys, that's it.
That's it.
This is the main thing I wanted to say about that. I want to thank everybody who has taken the time to subscribe, who's taken the time to check out the podcast. I hope you find something in it that helps you to do a little bit less struggling, a little bit more thriving. And I always encourage people to take what works for them and leave the rest behind, because that's what ADHD Friendly is all about. Everything out there won't work for you, but something will. And if you allow yourself to tap into your strengths and notice what aligns with your interest, you're going to be on the pathway to thriving. So I get so much from the structure of recording these episodes. I've talked a lot about how I record on Wednesdays. They come out on Wednesdays. I am almost always 2 weeks ahead because it's just what's allowed me to create a sustainable routine. If I would love the idea of recording it and putting it out the same like day or the next day, but that creates so much resistance for me because I just don't feel like I could commit to being able to keep up with it. And I know my all or nothing challenges. So I know if I fell off of it, it would be really hard for me to let it go. Where with 2 weeks, if something happens, one of us gets sick, something gets in the way, I've got a little buffer. And it has really been a game changer. So again, it's all about doing things your way, noticing what works for you, noticing what obstacles or resistance you have so that you can work around them in ways that help you to get to that point that you're striving towards. So I wanted to highlight some of the things that work for me. And I'm just going to this is like literally 1 minute of me just bullet pointing it. I get a lot of interest from finding things to share. So almost like my radar is always on with this. Ooh, doesn't matter where it comes from. I get lots of magazine subscriptions, lots of things that I will go and try and do. I read about Chicago, are they beef sandwiches?
Ooh, okay, like Italian beef?
Italian beef, thank you. See, I'm not originally from here, and I thought, I probably need to do like a Chicago segment of the podcast where I share like something very Chicagoan.
Yeah, that'd
that
be fun.
I've been here 6 years and I still haven't tried a lot of the things. I have done the hot dog, a Chicago dog.
Right.
Good, like shockingly good. Because I have to say I am a mustard and ketchup person. I know it's bad. I know.
Say no to ketchup.
But I don't on my Chicago dog because I'm like, no, I want the authentic experience.
Right.
Well, I read a magazine article where it talked about these Italian beef sandwiches, and I'm not really into beef sandwiches.
Ooh. So good.
See, I'm like, how can I judge it? I've never tried it. So
My
the
mouth is
interest
watering.
in the weekly topic
Yeah.
keeps me looking for things that I can pull from to find the ADHD friendly things. That episode's coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'm so loving it. It's not even close to getting old after 3 years. And I remember in the beginning, I thought, well, how will I find topics? How will I ever know what to talk about? There's no end to things that I find interesting that I can bring back and share in the hopes that they help you in some small way. The accountability to keep it up is huge. Even the shopping, right? It keeps it all in front of my mind. I don't know if that helps you guys post episode 158. If there's something that would work better, I'm not saying I would do it, but if it interests me and I can, I'm happy to, right? I'm always like, I'm game if it works for me. Or if you have a tip or something, you're like, you know what, I like this, but it'd be really interesting if you could share this, or if you could also do this. I don't know what I don't know. So again, I'm open to it. I love to grow my own awareness of my own patterns. So talking them through here with you really helps me. It helps me learn what works, what doesn't work. And I practice my own advice of taking what works for me and leaving the rest behind. So just like I shared with, I'd love to record the same week and have things be like, really like, oh, I just saw this today and you need to know about it. I think about that a lot. I don't have the bandwidth to be able to keep that up. There might be times where I try to do that, but it's like, oh, I really want to share this, but generally I don't have the sustainability for that. So I have to do what works for me. I know this is by far not a perfect podcast or show on YouTube. It's just not. I'm not going for that. You're not subscribing for that. Like for anybody that's taking the time to subscribe, you know that. But it is a platform that works for me. And I really do hope that it continues to work for you so that in 3 more years and beyond, we're still here finding things that work for us to thrive a bit more. Yeah. All right, on to the book for the week.
Book of the week.
Mad Woman.
Mad Woman.
I know. So this came out last month in September.
Cover's a little.
I know it's a little.
Mad Woman.
It's by Chelsea Beaker. I think of Beaker like
the science.
Yeah, what's it from the Muppets, right?
Oh, I was thinking of like a science.
Oh yeah, no, but remember Beaker from the Muppets? Yes. Like he had like that high pitched squeaky like kind of voice. He had like a and the
totally. Beaker.
Yeah, Beaker. Okay, so here is the description for that, because I tried to write my own description. It was just not. I was trying not to divulge something. So here's the description. This is a mystery / thriller. Clove has gone to extremes to keep her past a secret. Thanks to her lies, she's landed the life of her dreams, complete with a safe husband and 2 adoring children who will never know the terror that was routine in her own childhood. If her buried anxiety threatens to breach the surface, Clove, if that really is her name, focuses on finding the right supplement, the right gratitude meditation. But when she receives a letter from a women's penitentiary in California, her past comes screeching into the present, entangling her in a dangerous game with memory and the people she thought she had outrun.
Oh, goosebumps.
It was pretty good. Like I have to say, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, which for me is like worth reading. It's not like, oh my gosh, stop what you're doing. You have to go get this, but definitely pulled me in, had a story that kept me engaged. So
you read
if that resonates with you, and I have to say, I'm not a huge mystery thriller person. Yeah. So that was pretty good for me. I liked it. I liked it. Okay. Got back to my Kevin Kelly. Excellent advice for living. I have a really quick one here. Kevin says, do more of what looks like work to others, but is play for you. Guys, that's the essence of do what works for you, leave the rest behind, right? It's, if we're doing our things from our strengths, it feels like play. We don't even acknowledge them as strengths because it came so easy to us, but yet we'll watch other people who go about their life doing their chores and cleaning and getting bills mailed and whatever they're doing. And you're like, what? That's like magic. We have to do the way things work for us, because then it's more like play and fun, and not the way that other people do it. It doesn't work for us because that creates the resistance and the work. So I love that quote, because for me, it felt very ADHD friendly. That's it for episode 158. Until next time, guys. Tally ho. Happy Halloween.